Are you finding that your under eye concealer is creasing no matter how you apply it? Well, you're probably doing it wrong and you're probably not following exactly the steps that I'm going to share with you today. So, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to apply concealer correctly. I'm going to share a couple different techniques with you. There's so many different ways you can apply concealer. I'm probably going to have more videos on this because it is the one concern most women have is their under eye area. So much is going on there. Some of us have a little baggage going on, some tear troughs, lines, wrinkles, and it can be so frustrating when we're trying to conceal under eye. So I'm going to share step by step along with some tips for you. So let's get right into the video. First step we're going to do, not going to do it on camera because I've already done it, is you want to apply an eye cream. Want to go in with an eye cream first. You want it to absorb into your skin before you put it on. So what does that mean? It means that we're not going to use our under eye moisturizer right before we put on our concealer because it's going to still be sitting on top of our skin. It's not going to absorb. So you want to make sure that you are using an eye cream like as part of your skincare routine. Go make your coffee, feed your cat, do whatever you have to do. We're just going to let all of that marinate for a little bit. Now, if you are somebody that you have a lot of darkness under your eyes, you have some discoloration, you need some brightening under your eyes, you can use an under eye cream that has a brightener. One that I like that's brightening, but it doesn't have a color corrector in it, okay? And I don't have one in front of me right now. I just used mine up, and it is from Sunday Riley, the autocorrect. I love that under eye cream. Another one that I love is the one from Colleen Rothschild. This one. I've talked about this over and over again. It's instantly brightens your under eye, but don't put this on right before you're going to apply your under eye concealer because again, you want to let it absorb. You only have to use a tiny amount for both eyes. I would not use more than that. All right. All you need to use. That's it. Just a tiny amount. Both eyes, let it sit there for a little bit. So that should help if you have a lot of darkness in your eyes too. The next thing I'm going to recommend is using an under eye concealer that already has a little bit of an under eye corrector. So you guys know that I love Sisley. This one I love because it's got a little peachy undertone, which helps to cancel any purple. And by the way, on camera, I have to tilt my head down because it's hard to see my discoloration. Everybody has a different degree of it. I am under light, so it's going to wash some of it out, but believe me, I do. Okay, in case I get somebody silly in the comments saying anything. This is a really good one. I'm probably going to use that one today. Another one that I really like is this one. This is from Natasha Denona. I love this concealer. It's full coverage. Anytime you are using a full coverage concealer, anytime you use any concealer, you're not going to want to use a lot of product. The more you put under your eyes, this little tiny area here, the more chance it's going to crease. I don't care if you have total darkness under your eyes. I don't care. The more product you put under there, it's going to crease. So what I like to do, because I have a tear trough situation going on there, I like to start applying it there. So I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite today because I love this one. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my little liner brush. This is just like an eyeliner brush, okay? Just an eyeliner brush. It doesn't have to be bent like that. It's just the one that I have. You're going to take your product. We're going to take it and put it on the brush instead of just putting it on the eyes. The reason is because if you just put it on, which I'm going to tell you, I can do it on my eyes. I can take this, put on my eyes, and blend it out. It works for me, but I feel like a lot of you are putting way too much on. Still, you don't get the gist of it, and it just ends up creasing. So we're going to take a liner brush. I'm going to take that. I'm going to apply it right here. And by the way, do not put your foundation under your eyes either. If you are putting your foundation on, and then you're getting it under your eyes, and then you're going back over it with a concealer, that's another reason it's creasing. You're putting too much product on under your eyes. So it doesn't matter what it is, an eye cream, a color corrector, concealer. If you're putting too much under your eyes, a powder, whatever, it's going to crease, okay? So let's get back to this. So we're going to go in here. I need to get a little bit more. But it's okay. It's better to do that than to just put too much on. That's why I like using something like this as opposed to this is the brush it actually comes with, which is great, but it's kind of wide and I feel like this is better, especially if you're someone that is struggling with creasing. I'm telling you, you're putting too much product on. Bottom line. And I will even get it up here a little bit, whatever. We're going to get it completely under the eyes. The thing is, you just don't want to get it too much of it there right away because it's going to crease. Now, instead of using this today, which I've showed you, I'm going to use my finger today. So you could either use a brush like this, which if you don't have this and you have the concealer, you can just get a lip brush, lipstick brush. But I'm going to use my finger today, and the reason is it's going to help to melt it because the warmth of my finger is going to help melt it. If you have really big fingers, then I would stick with this because otherwise you might spread it too quickly. Because what we want to do is we want to keep it in this area. See how I'm even angling my finger? I'm not going in like this. I'm kind of getting the side of my finger and I'm going in like this. And we're just gently, gently tapping. Okay. Gently tapping. And then we're going to start getting it under our eye. And by doing that, we're not going to have a bunch of product under our eye. Just like that. Now, something that you can do, I want to wipe this brush off. This is just a fluffy brush. This is the number 15 brush from Reffer. I'm just wiping it off here. You can take a brush like this. You can go back and just make sure that you blend it out really light. I'm barely touching my under eye, barely touching it. You're not going there with a lot of pressure. We're taking our hand and we're putting it all the way back in the back of the brush. And we're just going in here and just going like this. And you can even smile and see where it's going to crease possibly because of the lines. Smile and do that little check. And we're just going to very lightly kind of buff it out. Just like that. And I'm going to show you before I even powder. You see this smile, no creasing. If there's no creasing right away, there's not going to be creasing for me. Now the next step you don't have to do, but I like to add a little bit of powder because I don't like the shine. It's not too bad today, but I like to keep it in place. I don't like a shine. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a little bit of a very fine powder. This one's from Charlotte Tilbury. Work it in. Just make sure there's not a lot on your brush. Don't want too much. And then I'm just going to go in and lightly tap. Lightly tap. That's it. Really simple. I'll show you again. The same thing. Let me show you. I love this concealer because it conceals really, really good, but it's very lightweight. It's amazing for something I don't consider this full coverage, but it covers extremely well. It's very pricey, I know, but I've shared this before. This is only my second tube. My first one, I feel like lasted almost 3 years. So you just keep that in mind. And you see how little product I use, so now you know why it lasts so long. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go in here. Going to apply it right in here. Even if it's all under your eye. And I'm going to go ahead and do the side of my finger again, and I'm just gently pressing. I'm not doing a lot of pressure. Gently pressing. And I'm going to pull my face out like that so I can pull my skin down. And as I'm going along, I'm just making sure that I am blending this really good. All under my eyes. I like to get in the corner because I have some discoloration there too. But do you see the difference? And what you might be doing yourself at home, Kind of look at what you're doing. You might not think you're putting a lot on, but if it's creasing, that's why. So I'm just wiping that one brush off again because I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to smile I'm going to go in here and just lightly make sure that I am all blended out. Just do the smile test and you will see. And then again, I'm going to take that powder, put some on my brush. I'm kind of swirling a couple times because I'm doing it on the edge. There's not much powder left. Tapping it off, really working into my brush, going from the outside and just tapping it out. And smile, no creasing. So let me give you a little tip here. Now say you did everything and you thought, oh, I did it. I did it exactly how Annie told me to do it. And then you smile like, why do my under eyes look crepey though? I didn't use a lot of product. Why? This is a little fix me. If maybe you still put a little bit too much on and it's just looking kind of heavy, or maybe the concealer that you're using is a little too heavy. After you put it on, you're like, it looks so heavy. Take your eye cream, a little bit, tap it on. I'm not going to do it now because it looks good. But you tap it, you put it on your fingers, you rub it in really well. Okay. Then you're going to go ahead and you're just going to tap under your eyes. Just tap, 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 and just lightly blend, blend, blend. And then you will get rid of that crepey, dry under eye look. But you've got to be careful. Don't use, that's why I don't like to use that velour puff under the eyes, because I feel like when you use a velour puff, it's hard to control how much powder, and you really have to be careful under your eyes if you're over a certain age, just the way it is. Let's go over it again. You want to make sure you're hydrated under your eyes, but not right away. You want to use a color corrector if needed, but again, you're going to want to let that sit, okay? And then you put your concealer on. I don't think I mentioned that, but when you use a color corrector, you apply it the same way as a concealer, but you're going to want that to sit on just for a little bit. Maybe do your brows or do something else, come back, and then you can go ahead and do your concealer over that. But you don't want to use too much. And something you can do too with the color corrector, just to kick it down a little bit in case maybe you're afraid, maybe you put too much on, is after you put your color corrector on, and again, you would apply it the exact same way that I did my concealer. You just start here, you thin, 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 blend it up with your finger or use a brush. Do the same thing, okay? Just kind of tap, 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 blend it. Do it that way. Take a tissue and just kind of lightly kind of go like this. It'll take some of the shine off, some of the maybe excess that's at the top. Then you can go on top of it with your concealer. And if you're still kind of concerned, maybe because I have 2 layers, then go ahead and do the tissue thing again after you blend it out. Then you can go ahead and use your powder. If you're terrified of using the powder, because you're like, every time I use powder, no matter what I do or what kind, it always seems to crease, then don't use the powder. I personally like to use the powder because I feel like it helps to set it. It doesn't look dry under my eyes. I use a tiny amount. Do the way I did it too. Get it, tap it, rub it in to really work it in here, so you're really barely using anything, and it should be okay. There's so many different ways to apply concealer. I have some other techniques that I'm going to share with you as well coming up, so stay tuned for those. But it is the one area, as I mentioned in the beginning, that so many of us struggle with, and I get it because I was there too. I was like, I thought it was just the concealer I was using, and I kept trying different concealers. No matter what concealer I used, it kept creasing on me until I figured it out. So I really hope that this video was helpful and informative. If you're new here, I would love to have you join. I share new videos every single week. Please consider smashing that subscribe button below. It is free. I would greatly appreciate it if you've enjoyed this. Please make sure you like, share, comment the video. Helps to push my videos out to algorithm. I can help more people, and I would greatly appreciate your help on that. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.